Hey, y'all. It's your girl Lorna. Wanted to pop in here because this morning has been amazing. And when I say amazing, I mean like the conversations that have been going on are showing so much synchronicity that I wanted to jump in here and share it with you. Happy Thankful Thursday, by the way. I hope you are all having an amazing Thursday. So, what do I want to share with you? I was going to I have a masterclass coming up next week called the Built for More Masterclass, and how to shift from um, all the doing through to breakthrough and power. And as I was thinking about that and the content and what I've been hearing you guys say all over the place is uh, the idea of winning, right? So, with that, I wanted to jump in here and share a conversation that I was actually having with my son this morning. So he called me up and he was talking about how one he got triggered. He got triggered because he apparently started watching the games again. So now it's basketball season, and when he was growing up, we used to watch a lot of basketball. Living in New York, we were Knicks fans. Patrick Ewing is Jamaican, so us Jamaicans, we always stand in for our people, right? And so he grew up on watching the Knicks play, and his recollection of that was really interesting because his recollection of how the Knicks showed up was that they were always losing. Interesting, right? The Knicks won a lot of games. So, anyways, the Knicks had been playing this weekend, and he was sharing with me that the Knicks had gone from a 17-point lead to losing the game. And I was like, son, this is so good on so many levels, right? Like, if you really look at what happened. So he was asking me, well, Mom, what happened? I can't believe they went from, leading this game 17 points and they lost. How could they lose? How could they not win the game because they were already winning? I was like, dude, let me tell you a little secret, right? Because I love how me and my son can talk about this stuff. My son is 40 years old this year, and we have these deep conversations. So I totally am so appreciative of that. And so I was sharing with him that one of the things I've learned, even on my own journey, and y'all know I always tell you, I go through the same things. I don't come on here and talk from theory. I talk from experience, right? So I was sharing with him that the game is won in your mind before it's won on the court. Check it. The game is won in your mind before you get on the court. So what happened with the Knicks is typical of that, right? It's synonymous of that, right? Because if you look at it, if they were winning the game by 17 points, right? And then they lost the game, what could have happened? What was in the gap for them, right? What could have been in the gap? They started celebrating too early, right? Or they thought they already won because they were ahead. Now, y'all, take a minute. And if you're telling the truth, take a minute to say, especially if you're in sales, right? Especially if you're in sales, how many times that you make your calls and you get off this amazing call and then you stop calling because you had a win. And you didn't push forth to the end. So you got that one win, and then at the end of the day, you didn't meet the numbers because you stopped at that win. Same thing, same conversation. But the Knicks didn't win the game in their head, and it from what I heard this morning, in my mind, it's just become a culture for them, right? It's become a culture for them. Now it's like track and field season is now. Okay, y'all. No, y'all, I don't watch this stuff anymore, but this is stuff I grew up on. This is stuff I used to be in all the time. I'm a sports girl. Most of the sports, I've watched all my life, and a lot of them I love. So if you're gonna hear me use sport analogies a lot, right? So track and field season is in, and as I'm watching these races and watching, the older runners being beat by the newcomers, and you ask the same question: how could they lose the race? Here's what I know from my track and field experience. You got to win the race in your head first. All these athletes, Usain Bolt, Sha'Carri Richardson, back in the day, Merlene Ottey, right? If you interview all of them or look at all their stories, they'll all tell you the same thing. Michael Phelps, they'll tell you the same thing. They won the race in their head first. What's the lady who is the gymnastics, the short young lady who does gymnastics? I'm not remembering her name right now. But she'll tell you the same thing. She won the competition in her head first. So whatever else is happening in the moment, she goes back to the idea that it's already done. It's the same as vision, y'all. Y'all always hear me talk about it. It's the same as your vision. If you are in business, and it's happened to me, right? Like, this is why I can talk about it. Because the minute I take my eyes off the vision, let me tell you, all hell breaks loose. And it takes something to get back in the game physically. If you take your eyes off the mental focus of what you know, right? So taking your eyes off that prize is literally detrimental, which is what happened to the Knicks. They took their eyes off the prize because they were more focused, and I wrote it down. I wrote it down because I wanted to say this to y'all. I said they were winning the game with the numbers. They were winning the game with the 17 points, but they weren't winning the game in their mind because they took their eyes off winning, period. Right? They took their eyes off the finish line. And when you do that, it's kind of hard to get back on track, especially when you're celebrating the win before the win, right? So here's my invitation to you. Go look at the Knicks game and see what you get from it, and come back here and share with me what you got. And we're going to be talking about all this and more at the Build for More Masterclass next Wednesday. That's May 28th at 5 p.m. Central. And I'm going to show you how to keep your eyes focused on the vision so that no matter what's going on around you, you build such a muscle in your head that nothing takes you out. Not even if you feel like you're winning before your set time, right? And so this was really a good conversation, because I actually blew my son's mind when I brought him this scenario of winning in your head before you actually win, because it's not a normal concept. It's because we're used to just the doing of the thing. We're not used to, when people talk about visualization, they don't tell you the details of how to do visualization so that you get the results that you want. And it's a practice. It's not an overnight thing, y'all. It's not an overnight thing. So I want to invite you into this conversation. I would love, love, love to hear your comments below. And I would love to see you in the masterclass. I'm going to leave the link down below for you to join us there. And let me hear what you're hearing. And let me hear how you do it. Let me hear how you do it. Let me hear how you win. How are you winning? And what practices are you putting in place so that you can win? And let's stay in this conversation. So happy Thankful Thursday. And thank you for coming on here and listening in and sharing your comments and being in contribution to let's all grow together and learn from each other. So we'll see you next time. Bye for now.